Hi folks, Chuck Hannon here, and again I apologize for the late start in the course, and we're starting off rather informally here. I've been sick and there's a lot of things happening, and I've actually got a deadline right now where I'm trying to create my website for a crowdfunding project. Um, I got involved in a Sci-Fund challenge. It's this group of people that got together and they're helping people put together their program, their projects and proposals for these crowdfunding sites, and to put all the pieces together in the right way and try to say the right thing to attract attention and to get the funding. And so I've been doing this. I've always thought it was a good idea. It sounded like an interesting thing to try, and so I decided to jump in and give it a try this time. And but they're going live on Wednesday, and so I've been catching up on things, and so making videos, as I'm sure you learned in making your introductory video, is actually more challenging than you might think. So my crowdfunding project is being hosted by a site called Microryza, and they're actually going to change their name this Wednesday when this challenge launches. So I think there's about 40 something projects that are all going off together, and so on Wednesday this whole thing is going live, and so I really needed to make my site finished by today, and so I can kind of look at it a little bit more and um, finish my video. I kind of completely redid my video, and I wasn't really happy with it at first. And so now it's pretty much done though. And so what I wanted to do was to kind of let you see what I've done, and then maybe we can start to discuss it. And then on Wednesday we can kind of watch how this thing goes, and want your help to spread the word, and to see, get your reaction. Is the idea clear? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Do you think it's interesting, and so forth? So I'm just going to show you some things that are on the Microryza site, and then I'll let you watch the video for it, and then I'll talk a little bit more about some of the additional things that come along with the project. So this is what the front page looks like at the Microryza website. Every project has its own page, and there are basic components to it that you build in. And so this is just the very top, and you can see, it has your title and subtitle and your name, and then the information about how much money you've raised so far. And so then you can kind of keep track of how it's going. But that's just the front page. And like I said, Microryza is going to change its name soon anyway. This is the section just below that where you upload your video, and you have a little synopsis of the project there next to the video. So the visitor can go in and watch the video, read the synopsis, and then there's sections down below that you can just see the top of it first, but then you can go on and click that and read more. Now I'll just be quiet and let you read for a minute. And then down below here, these are the three sections, the significance and things that you can expand when you visit the site. You can actually make these much longer. If your research project is more technical or something, these can be much longer than they are. I kind of kept them short because I think the idea is quite simple, short and sweet. And then so the viewer can read those, and you can see you can put links and things in them and so forth. So that's the front page of your project. And now for the video. It probably is one of the more important parts of the proposal on the site. And so I want to do a good job. And so I want to hear what you think. Is it clear? Do you get the gist of what I'm trying to say? And would you give me money? Hey. Hi, everyone. My name is Chuck Cannon. This is my project called Signs of Change, documenting environmental change using crowdsourced digital time-lapse photography. Or in other words, crowd streaming the environment. I'm sure that many of you, like me, have been struck by the power of time-lapse movies. They give you a real sense of how much things have changed. What do I mean by crowd streaming the environment? Well, many of us carry amazing technology in our pockets all of the time. These smartphones and point and shoot digital cameras, they have an amazing ability to take great photographs wherever you are. I think we can take this technology and use it to document the environmental change in our environment. And if we establish these places where we can take standardized photographs of the landscape, of the urban setting, wherever we want to do it, we can document how things are changing through time simply by taking a brief moment, snapping a photograph, sending it off through email, and we can stitch these things into a very powerful time-lapse movie. Humans certainly dramatically changed the world, converting landscapes for their own purposes and uses. Together, we can use this approach to document how we are changing our world from our campus, from very familiar environments, places that we walk by every day, to places, like hiking trails and national forests and things. We don't need a lot of photographs all of the time. We don't need a photograph every hour, even one every week, even once a month, occasionally would be fine. But we can together document how our activities are changing the environments around us, both those familiar and those that are less familiar. What you see here are a series of photographs that I took on Texas Tech campus over the last fall. And this is just an example of the kinds of things that you can document. This is a very familiar place. You can see there's many different perspectives, and we need to standardize the view to make it a better movie. So what I hope to do with this project first is to put a few of these sites in high traffic areas at first, particularly on the campus, particularly a place that many people walk by all the time. Be lots of opportunity for people to use different cameras, different phones, to submit that, and so they can develop a good server, a good way to handle all of those different images and to stitch them into a good movie. There might be different streams for different kinds of devices. Uh, but I need to have that kind of raw material to work with. So I'll put some in kind of high traffic areas. Might not be the most environmentally interesting, but will give me a lot of images to play with. I'll put a few in low traffic areas that might be a little bit more interesting environmentally speaking, and to look at what happens. How many people come to this place and will actually participate in this project. And we'll also be developing a stand. I'm developing the lab notes. If you go and look at the lab notes on the project site, I have designs up about ideas that I have about a very simple, low-tech stand that kind of forces the person to take the photograph from a fixed perspective and location to really improve the quality of the image and to standardize the images through time. And so we'll be playing with that. I have a pretty good idea and can start building those pretty soon. And so I really look forward to your feedback. I mean, I would love on the lab notes. I hope you can reply and to give me your ideas if you have ideas about this project. I think it's a good one, and I really don't think it would take a lot. So I really hope you join me in this effort. And if you ever see one of these someday, just stop, take a snap, and mail it off, and we'll put it into the movie. Thank you very much. Oh yes, I forgot to mention the rewards. There are rewards for this project. Please check the lab notes section of the project website for both the rewards that I'll list out and also the design of the sites themselves. Check it out. So that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I should talk a little bit about the budget because this particular website, this particular crowdfunding site, has an all or nothing deal on the budget. So if you get the amount that you ask for, you get all the money and anything that goes over. So let's say you ask for 3,000, you get 10,000, you get 10,000. But it's all or nothing. So if you say you want 3,000, but you get $2,780, you get nothing. So you really have to be careful about the budget and kind of lowball it to be very conservative because you want to get funded at least a little bit to get started. And this project's pretty simple, so I'm not really asking for that much money, just 3,500, and that might be too much, but I hope I get that much. So one thing you can do with these crowdfunding proposals is to offer rewards. They really strongly suggest that you provide rewards, although the data seems to be rather ambivalent about whether or not the rewards really help or not. But I thought I'd offer rewards because it seemed kind of fun, and I could think of a few things that seemed like might pique people's interest. So I thought I'd give it a try. So here's my list of rewards. One thing that's kind of nice about this Microryza crowdfunding site is that it offers you the opportunity to give lab notes, so you can actually add little things, as the project's going on, even after it's funded, you can continue to add things so that your backers can see it. But it has this tab. It's kind of like a little blog, a lab blog or something. And I put up this thing about the site design because I think it's kind of critical to the project, and I want it to be simple. So this is the first step in the site design, and I've just got a series of slides here, and I'll just show them to you, let you look at them. You can read them at your own pace. Well, you know, I control it in the end. You can always pause if you can't see everything. I apologize if the text is a little bit small. I didn't think about that, but feel free, to just work through these slides. So that's my project. I'm calling it Signs of Change. We came up with it last summer, actually, during the field course. Kind of hatched the idea, and we tried to play around with it a little bit, and actually found out, kind of discovered that it's actually more difficult than it seems. It's a very simple idea, but as you use different cameras and even move the camera slightly in its perspective and stuff, it really changes the photo. So really making the photo be standardized is very important. And so I want to see, this is kind of an experimental stage of seeing, what kind of platform, what kind of structure do you kind of have to make people take that photo in the same perspective in the same way. And so you can really stitch together a nice movie where you can really see this. And, I think this is not just kind of public awareness. I think actually we could use it as scientists, phenology, species composition. You might be able to get some aspects out of it. Change through time, recovery from fire, other kinds of events. And so, this kind of approach, I think, could be very useful in the end. I did remember there's one more thing I wanted to ask. What do you think of the term crowd streaming? Most people seem like they don't like it. I kind of like to, if you can think of a word that kind of distinguishes what you're talking about a little bit more than others. But then it also just seems like jargon. Does it seem like just a jargony thing, or do you think crowd streaming seems kind of meaningful if we talk about it? So thank you very much. This is kind of the first video I'm going to make for the class, and I'll be making quite a few. And I've actually got a nice setup here I'm pretty comfortable with. And so I'll be looking forward to meeting each of you this week and the coming next week as well. I'll try to meet everyone one by one, and we'll be setting those up the rest of this week. So welcome to TTAF 2014, Topics in Tropical Asian Forestry, TTAF. That's kind of the thing we came up last year. And I really look forward to getting to know each one of you, and we'll start making plans for the summer right away. Dave and I have some ideas about a project for metagenomics. I think I've mentioned that before, and we'll try to get into that pretty early on as well. So, like I said, I really look forward to getting to know you through the course, and do let me know what you think about this crowdfunding effort. I really do think it is a possibility in the future, especially ecologists, especially conservation biologists. We don't need $100,000 a lot of times. We need 10,000. We need 5,000. We need a plane ticket, And I think this kind of thing could be very critical for like getting you, you know, just over the top so that you can go do what you want to do. So it'd be a good thing to learn how to do and to learn how to do effectively. And so anyway, good night, and I'll talk to you again soon.